What's popping? What's dropping? This your boy, live and direct, in absolute full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how Jimmy J Smooth do. This is my boy Craig Smith out the 662. Y'all already know how he do, man. And y'all motherfuckers gonna get a clue, man. So we're gonna talk about a whole gang of stuff, man. It is what it is. There's a lot of shit that's been going on, particularly in the NBA as well as high school sports, as well as you know what I'm saying, and social issues as well, man. So what's popping and what's dropping, brother Craig Smith?
Man, not much, not much, bro, not much. We're gonna talk about a lot of things, but Jimmy, I got some feedback. I was emailed some feedback in regards to the show we did. Because I guess everybody hits me up. I don't know if they're too scared to email you or whatnot, but and then some people hit me up about the show we did. What was that, Friday? Yeah, Friday.
Yes.
They loved it. They loved it. And they said mom's definitely have mom's on the show, man. I noticed your views has been getting been spiking up a little bit. The thumbs up has been spiking up. And I've had a lot of people say that mom's is definitely right. She called that down the middle.
Yeah, she called that, and she said the exact same thing I said. And what do you know? The only thing I didn't actually say is that R. Kelly was going to get out over the weekend. That's the only thing I didn't say. But other than that, she had the exact same opinion about the R. Kelly situation that I had, and she told it like it was that, hey, R. Kelly is going to get out this weekend. And sure enough, the next day, less than 24 hours after we did the show, R. Kelly ass ended up out of the jail, and he got somebody bailed him out again. And I tell people this all the time. It's possible as a artist, as an actor, to go broke during the calendar year as a artist or as an actor or whatnot, because you're only paid a handful of times during the year. Like a songwriter, because he gets most of his money from his publishing company or ASCAP or BMI. They only get paid. Let's say spring is coming. Like I'll say by the 20-something, by the time spring hits, they get paid. This is their pay. They get paid. They get paid 4 seasons out of the year. When the season changes, they get paid. So if they lose their money within that 4 months, that it's possible for them to go broke. Mm-hmm. Especially if they play a lot of their songs. As many songs have been written by R. Kelly. I mean, I'm not even going to go down the line how many songs this dude written, because it's ridiculous. A lot of people will be shocked, especially if you don't know music like that, because I took music very serious, and you know what I'm saying? I'm a real big music fan. So I'm one of those people that do my research, but for the most part, it's possible to go broke. And then with him having to pay out a lot of lawsuits over these years and stuff like that, he's had to go on the road and perform and stuff like that. He's had to go to, and the thing about R. Kelly shows, despite all these allegations over the last 20, damn near 30 years, his shows sell out. Every time he comes to Memphis, he has a sold out show. Every time he goes to Mississippi, he has a sold out show. Every time he comes to Houston, he has a sold out show. So he sells out no matter what the venue is. Whether it's 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, he's gonna sell out. You know what I'm saying? So in his situation, I mean, that was very predictable. Whoever's paying this dude off, whoever's paying his bail money out there, obviously an R. Kelly fan. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go too far into the details, because y'all already know how I feel about this R. Kelly situation. It is what it is. Like I say, he needs to be punished, but I'm not going to go out. To the fullest
extent of the law.
Yeah, to the fullest extent of the law. But I'm not going to go out my way to ridicule him if you're going to continue to allow other white sex offenders that's in Hollywood that is able to get a job. You got sex offenders, all I'm saying, if for people homework to do, go watch the movie Open Secret by Amy Berg, which I'm not a fan of Amy Berg. That's just keep it 110. But this is some of those people. You got Hollywood people, actors, extras who are registered sex offenders and are still able to work in Hollywood. So if you're not going to go after them, then don't say nothing about R. Kelly at all. Yes, he should get punished, but I'm not going to do your dirty work. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that, because y'all use R. Kelly as a proxy for all black men, and all black men is not pedophiles. All black men ain't sex offenders. Mm-hmm. Because the truth of the matter is, I've stated this before, and this is according to your own website. So I'm just not saying this out of my ass. Over 80% of your sex offenders is white. And for those people that say it don't affect your community, yes, it does. Let's say this. A lot of kids who go to these adoptive agency going to sex offenders, registered sex offenders, where a lot of these adoption agency overlook, and we're talking about white sex offenders, not black sex offenders. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of your kids when they take your kids out of your custody. When I think it's DHS or whatever the fuck they call that shit is,
Department of Human Service,
Protective Service.
DHS and CPS.
Yeah. So a lot of your kids is going to sex offenders, white sex offenders. You know, case in point, that little kid, we don't know if this kid is dead or not, but it was a case over there in Oregon where these lesbian couple, we know for a fact they killed at least 4 of the children involved because they were going to get turned in for sex abuse as well as child abuse. And what ended up happening,
I remember that. Yeah, the child he was dead, so they end up charging him too with straight up capital murder.
But what ended up happening is they end up taking, before they could take those kids out the house, these 2 lesbians end up driving off a cliff and killing. I think they end up killing these 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I knew they killed those 4 kids, at least 4 of them. So the thing is, a lot of these kids who are going to these adoption agencies, you're putting them in the pedophile ring, basically. So don't act like this shit these white folks don't affect. It does. Just like some of these kids that's coming in from Africa. A lot of these kids that's coming in from Africa is either turned into coons or end up becoming molested. It's too many cases like that. So I'm not going to harp on that too long, but shout out to Mom for actually predicting the R. Kelly situation it is. And I'm just going to let the law handle him because I'm not going to sit up here and go into this got too long. But again, if you're not going to talk about them all, don't say nothing at all. That's the way I look at it. So it is what it is.
That's a dead issue with me. And man, I got 86 today.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Which I saw coming, but
how?
So explain the situation, sir.
Okay. Well, in my job, I'm gonna tell you how I started. Cause see, now my off days were Monday and Tuesday. Okay. So insert obligatory ha joke on this one because it's not funny. Yeah, Craig gets fired on his day. Craig gets fired on his day off. Okay.
Go ahead.
And I'll tell you how it happened. I was sitting there watching, because I was getting ready to I was writing a list of stuff together because I had just got up and Mom's had the View on. She was listening to the View. So the house phone rang. And my Mom's normally she let the voicemail pick up on the house phone. So somebody said, this is blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah. She picked it up and said, hello. Said, wanted to know what was out there. She said, oh, hold on just a minute. So she told me who it was. I'm not going to say who my ex-employee is, regardless of me being fired or not. But in time, I will, and give me about another week and a half time and I'll mention them. But, so when I talked to him, I just said, hey, this is HR and so-and-so. I said, yeah, and said, and based off how your attendance is and also based on your performance, effective today, we're terminating you. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. Well, and then I asked, I said, so now I also asked, did they want me to bring, by right, send them their badge back? And they said, no, we don't need none from you. We just, we're affecting you. We're terminating you effective today, and we just wish you luck on the job, sir. I said, okay, thank you. Now, that's okay, thank you. And then they hung on the phone, didn't say nothing. They hung on, just went on about the business. So I posted up on Twitter, and I said, and I quote, I said, employers, make sure your HR department or your bosses have the decency to terminate someone's employment to their face instead of via telephone. Being tactless brings forth ruin. Being tactful brings respect.
Now let me ask you this question: did you record the conversation when did you was able to record the conversation?
No, because I had my phone. I wasn't nowhere near my cell phone, and that's what I should have did.
Stuff like that, yeah. You need to like when people do some shit like that. Because one thing about me, you know, when I go into work, I'm waiting for them motherfuckers to say some shit like that. Okay, what's your reason for terminating me? And you gotta question their asses like you Sherlock Holmes in this situation because you never know. You might have grounds for a lawsuit right there. So you always got to be on top of your P's and Q's at all time. You know what I'm saying? And you should always expect people to call you and possibly terminate you. You know what I'm saying? So I assume I'm gonna get terminated at my job, and I like my job. Let's not get it twisted. When they load up on the hours and shit like that, I like it. As long as they just give me 10 during the week, I don't need the 70 hours I've been like I was doing last September and October. You know, I don't need that type of hours, but shit, at least give me 50, you know what I'm saying? Everything is good. You know what I'm saying? But you need to be in a position to I tell black people this all the time, especially when I'm on my boy J Dog show. Shout out to J Dog. Shout out to J Dog. But I tell black people this all the time. I'm like, shit, you need to record everything. Don't ever, because I got 2 phones and one of them is a recording device. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
that's what I'm gonna start doing. Because I plan on getting another phone, but let me say this. Thursday I do have an interview lined up, but that ain't gonna stop me from looking. And then I put in an application with Baptist anyway, again. And we're over here at the hospital that's behind where I live. But I hit a buddy of mine up and he told me, and I quote, let me find it.
Go ahead. Any business.
Okay, yeah. And I quote, I said, man, I got fired via telephone today on my day off, no lie. And then he could say, I can believe it, LOL. Say, you've been constantly into it with the boss or supervisor. I said, no, they've been into it with me. And I put the emphasis on this word. I said, but I was let go because of me not meeting my percentage. So, and I've always say when a motherfucker say that fine, when they say the word but, it supersedes whatever point that was brought forth to you.
Yeah. And the thing is, that's something they could have told you to your face.
Yeah.
If you were messing up on the percentage, they should have told you that to your face. They shouldn't have did that via telephone. That is very untactful on the end of that job. And for all I care, they can suck my left nut for all I care for doing some fuck shit like that. Because that's all time fuck shit, as far as I'm concerned, man. That's some real fuck shit right there. And it shouldn't have went down like that, man, at all, man. I mean, even if you were, because I don't believe that bullshit. I mean,
but really though, it was percentage issue because I was like 5 to 6 points away of hitting 75%, and you got to hit at least about 75 over before your 90 days. And my 90 days weren't up because February being a short month, and then I started back on January I think the 6th or the 7th one. Okay, either one. I think it was either on the 6th or either on the 7th. So I really wasn't even out of the gate for 90 days yet, But from a buddy of mine, I'm not like I say I ain't saying his name for him to say that I be getting into it with supervisors. First of all, they get into me. And Jimmy, I told you about what had happened with me. What was that Thursday? And I'm not saying. And I will say this: if anybody sit here and say, because people say, "Well, Craig, you lazy motherfucker, you got me fucked up." I mean, hey, if I'm lazy, I wasn't at one job for 14 years. So what the fuck? And then served in the military for 6, all the while working at UPS. When I got out of high school, I worked at UPS for 5 years, and later went to FedEx, worked there for 14 years, and during that, in between that gap, I took a couple classes at Southwest, Shelby State before they changed. Shelby State before they changed Southwest and then turned around. I was serving in the Guard, so I'm far from lazy. But and then like you said, like with your hours, I don't mind working the hours either. But man, when like I said, when people get that little government that got that them EBTs on their card, man, shit,
Well,
it's hell.
well, here's the thing though. They put you in a position to where you couldn't hit your percentage too, though, because as you
Mm-hmm.
did on the show before, that you're shorthanded. How can you have a good percentage when you're shorthanded? That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
When they keep shorthanding us and shit, and then on top of that, they gave me a raise 2 weeks ago.
yeah, so that's a major problem in itself, dog. So they should be held accountable for that. So that's why I said you should have recorded that shit, man. Because I'm like, okay, how are y'all gonna fire me for percentage issues? And I've came to you about shorthandedness and people trying to help me. Because if you don't get the necessary help you need, you're gonna have a fucked up percentage. I don't give a damn how fast you
Mm-hmm.
go. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker, you're gonna have a just like where I'm at, and I do sheet metal. No
Right.
matter no matter how fast I go in terms of no matter how fast I go with in shipping, if I don't have the necessary amount of people to help me, it's gonna go slow. It's gonna drag ass. And I tell them straight out, I'm like, shit, give me some help up in this motherfucker. I tell them, I'm like, shit, if you want me to drag ass, then that's what I'm gonna do. Well, that's no problem, sir. They negotiate because I'm not gonna take that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind working. Trust me, I'll bust my ass. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when I bust my ass, the day go by faster.
Right.
But
But I don't
I'm
mind
not.
working either. I mean, shit, we all gotta work.
Yeah.
We
But
all
I'm
we all gotta work. I'm here, I'm not 40 years old and you know, refuse to get a job because I want to stand on the where you can't do it here in South Haven. Um, don't want to stand on the street corner and sell an ounce, getting by selling ounces and shit like that. No, man.
mhm.
I like, I love to work contrary to what people like will say that Craig don't want to work. He lazy. No, I like to work. If it's shit that I want, you're gonna have to work for it. I don't give a fuck if you want to pack. If you want a pack of now laters and a pair of socks, you gonna work for that shit.
Goddamn right.
And that's real talk. So anybody that still like to say, well, Craig, you don't want no job, you lazy. Look at yourself in the mirror, cause some of y'all asses, still still kissing ass and y'all barely work. That's y'all work ethic. Y'all kiss ass and then rather work hard.
Exactly.
And I don't kiss no ass, but yeah, but when you said, but yeah, enlighten us when you said you kind of saw it coming.
I kind
What
of
was it?
saw it because based on what you were telling me, I just saw it. I mean, just based on the things you were telling me at that job, I know they was gonna do some fuck shit. I mean, it was just too predictable, and then they were consistently fucking you over and stuff like that. And you already the good thing is you mentally prepared to get the 8-6, or you mentally prepared to put that 2 weeks notice in because before we mentioned this, you was preparing to put that 2 weeks notice in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So, good thing is you prepared yourself, and that was smart on your end because uh you did the right thing, man. Now, are you eligible for unemployment, or you have to work a certain amount of time?
as far as that goes, I don't know, but
Okay.
hopefully, hopefully I'll have me a job by then before unemployment kick in. Because I mean, um, shit, I had applied for unemployment out when I was living in Huntsville at one point, man, and hell, and like I said, when at the times when I was married, hell, shit, I was paying unemployment with paying unemployment, paying bills like rent and stuff with unemployment and my school money, and then everything else because I was getting about like 650 to 700 from the VA for school almost every month. Hell, and then turn around with I think it's like you got to check in every week. You got to call every week about for unemployment to get that 250. Hell, that's how I was managing bills. And then when I got my disbursement money, oh shit, I was managing that shit. But now, don't have Well, what I'm gonna do with the taxes, I'm gonna put that on some wheels, man. 'Cause I gotta have some wheels. So, and then turn around and hope, and then so I can get myself back and forth to and from, to work and from work, and every other places I go. So that's what I'm using my tax money on, because I ain't finna be no, folks around here worrying about how much I'm gonna get back from my taxes, or when I'm gonna get my taxes and all this other shit. Ain't your damn business. My taxes is my taxes. That and my taxes, i.e., is my priorities.
Exactly.
My priority is for me to give me some wheels and handle my business. I don't need somebody with my face ask me. Well, I need the bail, what they call it, the bailout. I'm not gonna be the Craig Smith bailout relief where I bail you out and I don't get my shit back. So them days is over. Matter of fact, them days been over. So,
And
but I was gonna say, but man, hey, I ain't too upbeat about it. I'm not mad about it. Only thing that I'm disappointed the fact was how like I said, how tactless that was. It was no display of tact in there or anything, none whatsoever. You're doing it via on the phone. Man, call me in okay, like this would have been the logical way, Jimmy. Just say if I'm your boss and you come to work, I'm gonna have enough respect to tell you to your face, hey Jimmy, let me holler at you, man. Yeah, then say, hey, based off of some stuff and your numbers is good, but just my bosses weren't feeling it.
Yeah.
I was feeling, but my bosses wasn't feeling it. So I hate to break the news to you and tell you, bosses want me to let you go.
Yeah.
And that's the more way and say, however, but I said, however, I appreciate you working. You find another job, hey, and you want to need any good references and stuff, I'll be glad to lend your hand on that one. See, that's how you supposed to do shit.
Exactly.
But to fire me over on the telephone, that's worse than like what what's his name? Shout out to him. What Steve Austin said how WCW did him, fired that man via FedEx.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Sent that man to FedEx. Sent that man his last check. Sent that man his check because he said he thought it was something that they forgot to pay him on, and they gave him his termination papers. I'm like, wow. So, but like I said, but like I said, employers, if you a boss and have some damn decency to fire your employee, your soon-to-be ex-employee to their face, not over the phone.
I agree. Totally agree with that. And there's no use to be that fucking untactful on the end of employers. It's just some hoe ass shit right there, man. That's the way I look at it, and it is what it is when it comes to that, bro.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Man, what you well, as you know, Jimmy, it's conference tournament week. So so I got some winners here. So I believe your boys Gonzaga, they did the damn thing last night. They beat up on Pepperdine pretty good. I got Carolina coming out of the ACC tournament. I got my boys Carolina coming out of there, but like you say, it's a toughie because you can't sleep on Duke, you can't sleep on Virginia. SEC is wide open.
Yeah, even with Tennessee, yeah. I want to say that's going to come down between Tennessee, Kentucky, and possibly Auburn. But it's like you say, it's very wide open that anybody could work in the
But I know they're gonna have the most though. But you can definitely count Avery and them getting in the tournament this year because he had a top 5 schedule this year again. So, but they just gotta get over that hump when losing all these games. Ain't got no fucking business losing, man. Because this year's team was more. This year's team was more of like a 7-8 loss team at best.
Yeah.
And But then another thing, but they was talking about LSU, they was Jay Billis was saying that the LSU should have fired a long time, should have suspended them. But see, here's the thing. They can't fire Will Wade because think Les Miles. He got a nice, Will Wade got a nice little unknown buyout amount on his contract. So, I mean, if I was LSU brass, and if I know this dude, the dude fucked up, but I'm gonna hire him back. I'll take a chance in hiring this man back because I know he can get my program back. But just slap us with some restrictions. That's how I see it.
Or you probably just gonna have to take a self-imposed ban, which I'm sure they don't want to do. But that you almost gonna have to do that damn near. But you gonna have.
Because a lot of schools done it. They've set their own ban. It was like I forgot who that was that said they put bans on themselves like no postseason for 2 years. I forgot who that was, but they did it. No postseason, no conference tournament postseason for 2 years. No type of postseason. So you could have a 32-3 season, no NCAAs. Excuse me. No NCAAs, no NIT, no nothing. I mean, that's what I'll do. What about Will Wade stats? What about him? I'm keeping him. He's the best we got, despite the blemish. He's gonna be our coach. That's what I do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Yeah, man. Been looking at some NFL free agency, man. Honey Badger with the Chiefs. I see Antonio Brown Antonio Brown. Now he finna get ready to put up with Gruden's crazy ass coaching down there in Oakland. Wish him the best on that. Who else? Devin Funchess went to the Indianapolis Colts. Shit, he still ain't gonna get the ball.
Nah. Do Indianapolis still run like a no huddle?
No. Frank Reich coaching the team. They running they running something similar to what he ran when he was the offensive coordinator with Philadelphia.
Okay, because I know
even though it was Peterson's offense, even though it was Peterson's offense, Reich had some of it input too. So they run more. They run the RP. They run the RPO. They hardly run any two running back and stuff like that. Two back. They're mostly a one back team and whatnot. But if you see them lining up in a two back, it's gonna be a different formation. So no, they like I said, they run an RPO, much like what the Eagles is running.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know under I think it was Pep Hamilton. He pretty much gave Andrew Luck the keys to the house.
Yeah.
That was a good and a bad thing, because the good thing is they didn't have a running game, but they could score. But the bad thing was
You said what now?
Okay, the bad thing was they didn't have a running game, but they could still score in it.
Yeah, that's true. And that was Pep Hamilton's weakness.
Yeah, but when they tried to, you know what I'm saying, but when they implemented a running game, when Pep got rid of Hamilton, they couldn't score. So that was like, what the fuck? You like shit the fuck? So yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, and then if you're gonna do something like that with a type of offense that Pep Hamilton runs, I mean, and Jim Harbaugh, he was smart with it. Because Pep Hamilton was on his staff at Stanford, okay?
Yeah.
He had the offense coordinator. Now, he had a good-ass staff at Stanford because matter of fact, he had David Shaw as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Then he had Pep Hamilton as like the passing game coordinator. And I forgot who it was he had as the running game coordinator. Yeah. So Shaw, Hamilton, and the running back coach, they all worked together. Now, Derek Mason was their defensive coordinator. So why that's the shit. And Stanton, them 3-4s that Stanford ran, and when he put the clamps on Oregon, I think I linked to you something a while back about how Derek Mason explained how you can just basically shut down them type of offenses with any defensive front. It's so fucking basic. Because he said he borrowed, he came, like he said, like in that game against Oregon, he said, Oregon only scored 26 points before halftime. He said, we made sure they didn't even get nowhere near 20 points. And they did. And he even suggested, he said, I even suggested David Shaw, hey, shove it down their throat. The coordinator, they all talking one another. He said when David Shaw because now David Shaw was the coach. Mason was still the defensive coordinator at the time Shaw was there. He said he made a suggestion when Shaw became coach. He said, I shove it down. He said, hey, my defense will stop them. They ain't going to score the points. He said, if I was you on the other side of the ball, shove it down their throat and don't be in a hurry.
Yeah. And that's exactly what he did.
Yep. But Frank Reich's offense is entirely different breed of cat. Because he run a mix of RPO and he put some little old school Dennis Erickson one back. Well, and Steve Spurrier one back and stuff like that. But if anybody has really innovated that change with the times every year as far as NFL offenses go, it's Andy Reid. Every year he installing something new.
Oh yeah.
Cause every year he installing something new. So with
the quarterback he got right now, that dude
Mahomes,
he's a faster version of Warren Moon. That's all he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then his dad being a baseball player who I think would have gotten the Hall of Fame had he not had so many injuries. Because his dad had a 14 baseball career, but he couldn't stay healthy for shit. But he had a motherfucker of a fastball. And being a pitcher is similar to being a quarterback in football. So whatever sport he got in, I think he would have been successful. Had Mahomes played baseball, he would have been a hell of a pitcher in baseball. You know what I'm saying? So he got a lot of that ability to throw a ball, whether it's baseball or football. He got that from his pappy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he quietly set some records at Texas Tech. He was right. That dude was lighting shit up, but he was on a sorry ass team.
And I talked about on my Cliff I talked about it on my Cliff Kingsbury video. Ain't no fucking way in the hell, you gonna have a losing record at Texas Tech, and you had a number one pick as your quarterback in Baker Mayfield, and then you turn around. You had the MVP, a future NFL MVP, in Patrick Mahomes, and you could and all you could win was like what 40. I forgot what he said his record was. Out of 35 and 40, and out of 75 games, you was only able to manage to win 35 as a coach.
Exactly.
75 games you can coach at Texas Tech. Like I said, the round figure number, you at least got to have to win at least 50.
Exactly.
I'll give you, man, give me fuck. And he had the talent, Texas Tech, like when Mike Leach was there, Mike Leach always had an offensive line. He always had a quarterback. He had a running back. He had the wide receivers and tight ends. But he really didn't have no good defense. But every so now and then, Mike Leach had a good defense. Now, he got a good one now at Washington State.
Yeah.
Because I like this defensive coordinator that he got, because this dude mixes up a whole lot of mix. He said, I run I forgot what it was he called, and I linked it to y'all on the sports entertainment group chat a while back. Dude runs you don't know what he runs. He runs a base 4.25, but he gives so many looks at that shit like, what they fucking finna do? And then he do a lot of little shifts. The line do a lot of little shifts and rolls and shit like that.
Yeah.
So and they said one game, they was playing against somebody in the Pac-12 game. Oregon State did a homage to Tom Landry. When they did the Landry shift, when the offensive line stood up and stood back down, the defense stood right up with them.
Yeah.
No, you ain't even do that shit on us. So, but Kingsbury problem though was they were inconsistent. They really never had, in a couple of years, they really didn't have any good defense.
Exactly.
But you 50 and 25 in 6 years. In the 6 fucking years, in the 5 to 6 years you coach at that school, you need to win at least 50 games. Now, if you went 45,
Mm-hmm.
or let me see, 49 and 26, yeah, okay, you hireable. But 35 and 40,
Yeah,
man,
man.
you better, yeah, I'm like this, man, you better impress me. So,
Exactly, bro. I mean, dude is I mean, Cliff Kingsbury did not know what to do with that team. Period, man. I mean, he was just. But yeah, Pat Mahomes, and what makes him so dangerous, he's mobile, but he doesn't always try to run out the pocket. You know what I'm saying? He uses mobility more to throw downfield to see what's going on downfield. And then the dude be throwing no look fucking passes. Who the fuck does that shit?
nobody but him.
That's why I say if he stays healthy, and my best advice to the Kansas City Chiefs, aka the Kansas City Chiefs, they need to get an offensive line. And
that's true.
And another thing they need to do, they need to get another linebacker to replace Justin Houston, because if they don't, they're gonna go through the same problem they went through last year. Because there was no excuse to why Kansas City did not beat fucking New England. Now, granted, they did get a bad luck call with that fucking pass interference. Well, not that pass interference, but that offsides, which wasn't a fucking
and it wasn't. Because when old boy intercepted Tom Brady and ran that shit back, that was game over.
Yeah, they were gonna beat them folks, and I was gonna love every minute of it. But they wanted Tom Brady to win that shit so bad. They had a bullshit call, and I'm in agreement with Andy Reid. They need to give both teams an opportunity to score a touchdown. They do, because that's very unfair to the. Because if he scored a touchdown, the game over with. So that defeats the purpose of overtime. They need to have what they need to do. They need to have in the NFL. They need to have both guys have an opportunity to score a touchdown. And then,
just like in college.
And then if nobody scores a touchdown, then they make it a sudden death overtime. Or they can do it like college, to where you put them in a situation to where they got to score a 2-point conversion. Now that works. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could. It's so many ways to make that rule to have a beneficial rule. It's crazy, but the NFL don't want to do that because it benefits certain teams. So.
It does benefit certain teams though, but I'm all in favor for that shit of a sudden death overtime and people don't score. Because I mean, shit, that overtime rule in college first came out back in late 2001, and I remember I sat up all night watching the Ole Miss Arkansas game in which Ole Miss and Arkansas went to 7 fucking overtimes. That was a fucking shootout, bro. I enjoyed every minute because that was. You want to talk about a shootout? That was a shootout.
Oh, yeah. I agree, bro. So I mean, they need to change the fucking rules, period, man. And hopefully they get rid of that goddamn, they need to get rid of that fucking commissioner. That commissioner he's just ruining the NFL, man. There's just too much shit.
Yeah, Roger go to hell.
Yeah, Roger go to hell, exactly. Because he's ruining the NFL. I mean, it's just too much shit with that whole ass motherfucker, man. So it is what it is when it comes to that shit, man.
You think, but let me ask you this. If Goodell is to get the 86, who you think would be a good NFL commissioner?
That's a good question. Somebody who ain't trying to flex their muscles like fucking Roger Goodell.
Mm-hmm. I've always said Louis Riddick would make a good GM for somebody. Because he put, because I forgot who that was that man, because he in his own way he put Stephen A on blast about the Josh Gordon situation. He said, "Don't be pointing the fingers at folks you don't know about when you got something them saying when you got some pointing them fingers at you, you know." And mentally and Louis, I'm shocked, but I'm gonna tell you something. I would not be surprised Louis Riddick, if his contract up, Louis Riddick go over to Fox Sports 1. Because Shannon Sharp, Skip and Shannon would love him, man. For real, because Louis keep it fucking real. Yeah, he know who his employee is. And sometimes Louis had to ad-lib himself. But when Louis say what he gotta say, shit. I mean, he ain't making no. He don't bite his tongue about a lot of shit. And I even said he should make a good GM. I felt he should have been the GM for the 49ers. Because because speaking of the 49ers, Odell Beckham wants to play for the 49ers.
But
so if it's talks for him to be traded.
And I heard he's talking about going to New England.
Who?
Odell Beckham. I heard New England's trying to make a case for Odell Beckham.
Man, but you think, but here's the thing, you think Odell want to deal with that playbook though? You got to do, you know, they say every coach come from New England, you got to do shit the New England way. You can't have certain things at your house. You can't do a lot of shit. You got when you off, you still on their time. So it's just like, wow, okay, which is fucked up.
Yeah, and that's the reason why they ain't many big name wide receivers are going to New England. You know what I'm saying?
Because Josh Gordon, I mean, dude was good, but like I said, he had his issues. You know, everybody got issues. Like I said, everybody has mental illness. The whole, you know, everybody talking about, I forgot who it was that said it was bipolar. Hell, the whole damn, and that's like you said, the whole damn world is bipolar. When you think about it, you know, the whole world bipolar. But that is a good question as to who gonna be the. That is a real good question as to who gonna be the new commissioner if Goodell steps down. Because I don't know how you feel about Paul Tagliabue. I mean, Paul got away with some little shit, and you told me that they bet that really their best commissioner was Pete Rozelle. Well, and really the stories between and the war with Rozelle and Davis war and shit. Because he said that he still honestly believe to this day Pete Rozelle fucked him out of getting Dan Marino.
Yeah, but I think with Pete Rozelle was a players commissioner. That's what made him a great commissioner. He was a players commissioner. Tagliabue was tolerable. He was a tolerable commissioner, but he was fair. Whereas Roger Goodell, when he imposed that personal player conduct policy, which that basically niggas, you get in line. That's basically what that fucking policy is. Let's just keep this 1,010. Yes, there were players out there that was ruining the reputation of the NFL, but they could have, if they were going to impose something of that magnitude, they need to be more fair than what it was. If they were going to install some fuck shit that Roger Goodell, because with that situation with Ezekiel Elliott, that was a completely some fuck shit right there. When you had somebody clearly saying some racist shit with somebody clearly, Ezekiel Elliott had no business being suspended that year. There was no reason for that man being suspended that year. I don't give a damn how you run it or justify it. There's no reason that dude should have been suspended. There was no reason for that. Period. And old boy is on some fuck shit for that, man. So that's all that shit is.
Yep. And and then I kind of, like I said, well, on one good note, the Packers, we signed 2 big free agent pass rushers. We got old boy from the Redskins. So, I mean, that's good. Huh?
Who?
We got old boy from the Redskins, the leading pass rusher. He played for the Redskins, so we got him. Packers got him to help out. I forgot his name because I put it on the link there. I forgot his name, though. And shit, now probably with this little quote-unquote free time I have, maybe I can catch up on some NFL signings and shit like that. But really, I haven't been, like I said, I'll keep up with some stuff in NFL, like free agent signings and shit like that, what coaches and stuff going on. I mean, because like Bruce Arians, let's just say this, Bruce going to have his hands full with Winston, because he
retired though.
Yeah, we all did until Tampa Bay threw some ducats in his face.
Yeah,
So
man.
he down there in Tampa. He still lives in Phoenix though.
Yeah, which is a place to live in.
He still lives in Phoenix, and I think he got a he still had a I think one of his stints in Florida. He still had a crib, and he still had a little crib in Florida though, paid for and stuff like that. So I mean, hey, he good. I mean, all them years you saving your money. I mean, shit. By the way, plugging here, go on YouTube, look up NFL in a football life, Bruce Arians. Enlightening shit, man. For real.
Yeah, he personally probably should have just retired because he's been in football for years, and I mean,
Yep.
damn, that's crazy. But I say for Tampa Bay, if Jameis Winston don't get them to the playoffs this year, you need to. They
He's
probably
gone.
they probably just need to go and let their hands go with him. I mean,
And then Deshaun Jackson, he went back to the Eagles. So that's a plus. And Nick Foles signed a 4-year, $88 million deal with Jacksonville. So I think I'll put it like this. And then make it so bad. His quarterback coach that was in Philadelphia when they first won the Super Bowl, he's the offensive coordinator down there in Jacksonville. So I think Jacksonville gonna be back to where they was the year before, prior before they did this whole fuck shit this year. Uh, they gonna get back to the promised land. Broadles, I think this may be it for him because if Broadles make a mistake and if Nick Foles take over like he did uh for Carson Wentz, shit, it's over for Broadles.
Yeah, and then for Jameis Winston, I mean, even if his career don't go too good for the NFL, he can always go to baseball too. So he always have that option because he was a pretty good baseball player at Florida State too. So I mean, statistically, his numbers was good, but that's a deceptive. He have deceptive statistics because he committed key turnovers at the wrong fucking time. So you know
And
what I'm
then his
saying?
game,
So
and then his game, and then they talking about he's a game manager. I remember watching one game. That motherfucker run to the end zone. He close to the end zone. He gonna throw the ball. I mean, he like literally like right in front of it, and he gonna throw the ball. And everybody in the answering report asked him, "Why you just didn't run for the touchdown? You were right there at the goal line." And then he said some old smart ass shit, and he walked off. I'm like, shit. The reporter was asking a good ass question. They're like, if you know you funky, okay, it's like if you know your ass stink real bad and you funky, and you run the water to take a shower. But why you gonna have to go straight to bed though?
But I feel like this. He had a right to, if he didn't want to answer that question, he had a right not to answer it. Because sometimes reporters just be trying to grab somebody's
No, but she wasn't. But she wasn't. No, the reporter. It was a he. I said she. It was a he. He wasn't being smart with it because it did. He was right. He was like, well, you were right at the goal line. Tampa had a chance, and I think that was the game Tampa had a chance to get in the playoffs. And he fucked him up by not running that ball in the end zone. He gonna throw the ball. And he was right there at the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, still, I mean, if he felt like, he might have felt like they were being a smart ass. That's the thing. You never know, man, because when you're in the heat of the moment like that, you take anything personal. So it is what it is when it comes to that. But I think if he doesn't get to the playoffs, or at least lead them to something to where they could possibly get to the promised land, they need to cut this dude, man, because he's wasting their time for the most part. So
wasting their money.
Wasting their money. So he needs to make a decision. Now they shouldn't have picked up Malcolm Glazer, who is the owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He shouldn't have picked up the 5th-year option because they had an option to release him. So I feel like if he doesn't do anything, they need to let him go. That's just my personal opinion.
And then what Ryan, I called him Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick was playing his ass off. What was that man had about like 5 or 6 straight games over 400 yards? Fuck. And no interceptions? Fuck. He
Yeah.
was killing, but you can't trust Ryan Fitzpatrick because look what happened when Buffalo gave him that extension, they had to let that man go because he started playing like shit. And they said every one of his old teammates said, well, hey, I told y'all. He said, what you get what your money pay for. That's Ryan. Said when you need Ryan, when you really need Ryan the most, he'll let you down. You know. So I agree with you about Winston, but also they look at it like this here. If they had to let him go, okay, they would have got hit. They would have got hit pretty big with the cap, and then you had to rely on Ryan Fitzpatrick to be your starter.
Yeah, but the thing is, they should have traded up in where Tampa Bay is in the draft. Let me the draft
Well, you got Bruce Arians there. He gonna have some say
the draft order NFL
because he was the one. Because when Bruce Arians first got the Cardinals job with Arizona, he was the one that told them, "Look, trade up and get Tyrann Mathieu."
And the draft will be in Nashville, Tennessee for the first time. So shout out to Nashville.
Yeah, my friend, young
Tampa
lady,
Bay,
I know she got. I think she got to work. She does security. I think she got to work that night.
Okay, Tampa Bay would be number 5. So
they need to take quarterback.
Who's the best quarterback in the draft? I know Murray would probably be. It would probably be on the top of the list. But outside of Murray, who would probably be the best quarterback in the draft right now?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So they have.
I'm not being. I'm not being a smart ass. I don't know. Shit. Let me. Look up on Google.
Yeah, because they have an outside chance of getting Kyler Murray. Because there's a good chance that Arizona may fuck this up. There's a good chance that the San Francisco Niners might not get a quarterback. I mean, there's a good chance the Jets may not get a quarterback. The Raiders, I think they're going to stick with Carr. So they're on the outside looking in. So I would move up in the draft for that pick. If I'm Tampa Bay, I would go up to number 1 or try to trade up for number 1.
Okay. What they saying like right now? Daniel Jones from Duke, Jake Browning from Washington, Jared Stedman from Auburn, his garbage ass. Dwayne Haskins, because everybody high on him. They got him second behind Kyler Murray. If I was Tampa, I'd go after him. That boy killing, man. I go after Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins. Hold on, let me do my.
But they're saying that the quarterbacks. Let
me do my research on him because I'm not familiar with Dwayne Haskins.
You ain't been. Have you not seen any Ohio State games this year?
I am sorry. Yeah, I really. You know what the funny thing is? I ain't been fucking with Ohio State, but I know they have a. I know how he does quarterbacks out of Ohio State, but no. You know what? He was number. I'm sorry. He was one of the 3 finalists in the Heisman. Okay. Yeah, I really didn't pay attention to him this year, but yeah, he was one of the finalists. Okay, I got you. Yeah, so yeah, I would go after him. Oh yeah. I say go after him. I think you should go after him. But yeah, you got Murray, you got Haskins. What's the other guy you mentioned?
Okay. Hold on. Now I'm pulling up NBC Sports. They got the top 10. Now they got Mark Rippen's son. They got the top 10 quarterbacks. Everybody should eye on the draft. Mark Rippen's son from Boise State, Brett. Shea Patterson from Michigan. Daniel Jones from Duke. He came out as a junior. So yeah, when you under that when you under that Cutcliffe offense, you gonna make a name for yourself. But they say his draft stock will rise if he returns for a 5th year. But they suggesting though he may just need to go ahead and go back and play the school because the man had a collarbone injury, and no team will take no chance on somebody with a collarbone injury.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Browning at Washington. Yeah, when you're under that Chris Patterson offense, yeah, Jake Browning at Washington, Jared Stedman at Auburn. Yeah, but he been getting dissed a lot lately because he been playing like shit. Clayton Thorson at Northwestern, he's okay.
You got Brett Rippon from Boise State.
Mm-hmm. Will Greer from West Virginia, the fourth quarterback. Ryan Finley at North Carolina. Dwayne Haskins, yeah, he coming out as a sophomore, and then they put Drew Lock number 1 from Missouri. So, yeah, I mean, but see, they said that his profile, because they said with Lock, said following last April's draft, most experts believe Drew Lock will be the top quarterback taken in 2019. But facing stiff competition, the SEC, Lock was 50% or worse in 3 consecutive losses to Georgia, South Carolina, and Alabama. But against non-conference opponents, Locke has thrown 15 touchdowns and just 1 interception while eclipsing 289 yards passing in all 4 games. It's a prototypical size that the NFL is looking for, and he'll leave Missouri with a lot of experience.
Yeah. Yeah. But to me, and
it's a pretty good class, though. I mean, but yeah, and speaking of Kyler Murray, hold your thought. What you think of him saying that he's hesitant about throwing at the combine?
That's his prerogative. I feel like that. I mean, still, because you don't want to. If you got a chance to be number 1 like him, because there's a good chance he could be number 1. He could go is probably as low as number 10, like fucking what's that dude from Clemson, the Watson. So if you feel hesitant about his throwing, because a lot of these coaches is particular about how they want their people to do. I feel like he probably. I say to avoid getting exposed. I say probably he needs to chill out on going to the combine, because you already in a prime position.
Yeah,
because he could easily go to the Major League Baseball, because he does have that option as well. So
yeah,
I say if he really wants to play football, I say go ahead and do it.
And I've even said, is he afraid of getting exposed?
It's possible.
Because I believe that too. Because there have been some games, man, Oklahoma, by hook and by crook, Kyler has been getting bailed out by Oklahoma's defense on some games, or it's just or let's put it like this: Kyler Murray was getting bailed out by other teams' stupidity.
Yeah,
because Texas almost fucked around and lost to Oklahoma because their defense wasn't playing like shit. Their defense is pulling the LeBron by not playing no defense at all, and they damn near lost that game. But I think it's more the fact he don't want to get exposed. Hell, I think most quarterbacks don't want to get exposed.
Yeah, I think he needs to hide that exposure as much as possible. And then, if I was his dad, Kevin Murray, I would have probably told that man to go with baseball, because he is dude is a hell of a baseball prospect as well.
I mean, because you get injured less in baseball than you do in football and anywhere else. But shit, man, granted though, there's more torn Achilles in only one major injury I do know, other than these motherfuckers getting Tommy John surgeries on their elbows and shit like that. Achilles. Every player, baseman, whatever, or designated DH or whatever, they all fucking up their Achilles and shit. I mean, that's the only major injury that I know of in baseball. I watched the game where I saw when Ryan Howard hit a home run. That was against the Cardinals. That's when Philadelphia had the best record and was destined to go, and was supposed to be going to the World Series, but the Cardinals came back and won. That was the last time the Cardinals won the World Series. I saw when Ryan Howard tore his Achilles, like he hit the home run when he was going to take off running, pow.
Yeah.
The little strapper, I think the little strap that they wear around for their shoe and shit, the motherfucker, you see that motherfucker just come right out. He tore his Achilles right there I seen when Big Papi tore his running the base.
Yeah.
He said he heard his shit pop. He kept running. You got it, man. That's guts. He kept running. He high-fiving everybody. He said he was running back. He ran down the stairs. All on a fucking torn Achilles. Yeah, Big Papi, that's a big dude. He took that pain. He said he didn't start feeling until he went to the ambulance.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but that's a rare. But the chances of you getting hurt in baseball like that, like you just mentioned early, is very slim to none. Like the most likely of that is probably an Achilles, but not maybe not that. Hold on. I'm sorry. Who is the hell?
Just take a little nap here.
I was trying to send a text message to a chick and I hit YouTube. I was not trying to do that. I'm sorry about that. Subscribe to me, followers. But yeah, the chances of you getting hurt like that outside of an Achilles injury, because the common injury is an Achilles, back, ankle, elbow, and ankles. But a lot of times, if you trying to steal base and you slide the wrong fucking way, you might turn your ankle or something like that, or fuck up your Achilles. But you're not going to be out for the most part. You may sprain something. You're not going to be out for a significant time unless you really tear something, and that's a whole nother story. But them back injuries like really affected the Houston Astros this year, and I told people Houston would have probably got another World Series had they not had so many injuries on their hitting staff and their pitching staff, because they had a damn good team, and I still picked them to possibly win. And it's so crazy because they picked Boston in the Astros. They're knotted up for who may win the World Series next year. Because
and see, here's the thing: and Boston won the fucking World Series with a first-time manager, and dude not even in his 40s.
Yeah,
he's barely past 30.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, that's good.
But the crazy thing, if Astros had made a few more plays throughout the series, that probably would have went a 5-1 Astros, because they wasn't like the Red Sox blew out the Astros. It was the Astros not making certain plays at the right time and shit like that. And even the Houston fans was like frustrated, man, because they were like, what the fuck going on? Because they beat them they swept them. They not even sweep them, but they won they won more games against them in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? They took the regular season series, and then all of a sudden they couldn't do shit against them in the playoffs. I'm like, damn, that's how you know the Astros could have beat them again. You know what I'm saying?
And then I think they say their main pitcher still remains unsigned too, but they got everybody back.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So,
but they're so loaded on the pitching staff and Ash. That's the thing. They're loaded on both sides of the ball, the pitching and the hitting staff. So either way, even if they lose this pitcher, they're not going to lose that much, because the way they pitch, their pitching system is in place. They're going to always have a good pitcher, because that's the thing about the Astros. The Astros have always been good at having pitchers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with Nolan Ryan would damn fuck up his elbow trying to keep these guys in the game. And the downside about having bad hitters, because that's the thing about Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan would basically be held the team down and ultimately give up a home run, because you can only hold your fort so long as a pitcher. So, it was unfortunate that he could never win a title as a starter. He did win a championship, but he never won it as a starter. You know what I'm saying? It was like coming in during his rookie season and got a few championships that way, but he never won one as a starter. And that was just unfortunate, because he spent most of his years in Houston and he couldn't do shit because he didn't have nobody to hit the fucking ball. And I forgot the other pitcher that was there with him that I think it's the Sudden guy. I can't think of him off the top of my head, but he was in the Hall of Fame as well. And those guys would hold the team down, but they were like, they had no kind of batters, and at the time they wasn't trying to invest with the batters either. So yeah, it is what it is.
And I mean, baseball, it is a pretty good sport. I watch now. I gotta say, now with the Cubs, when they got Joe Madden as a good manager, I mean, anybody, I don't know how you feel about Dusty Baker, but really, Dusty Baker kind of killed careers with how he would rotate motherfuckers out. Cause like they main pitcher, Kerry Wood, the man stayed getting hurt. And then when the second string pitcher came out, he stayed putting Kerry Wood back in. It's like, damn, you wearing the man out, you know? You know, and Kerry Wood was never to be heard from again. So, but Madden, I mean, he and when the Cubs won the World Series, one of the players admitted, he said, yeah, Joe was trying to blow it on purpose. Because they had that comfortable lead, and they might have made that little fucked up ass rotation. And I forgot who it was the Cubs beat. Said then they turned around and got right back in the they turned around and got right back in, and they hurried up and got right back in the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They said, man, because they said Joe Madden damn near gave the game away, man. I was like, shh. Yeah, Cubs fans have been pissed.
Oh yeah, man. So they do some. These managers do some crazy shit.
Yeah. Hey man, what you think? You think Magic is to blame for the Lakers' fucked up season?
That's a I think injuries fuck their season up more than anything. But a couple of moves, shuffles that could have helped in the situation. So I'm not gonna put it on him all the way because they had a chance to make the playoffs. Because when you get LeBron James, you know, and I'm not trying to, you know, act like he's God in terms of basketball, but when you get LeBron,
he's not.
When you got LeBron James, I think the balance between the coaching and the management. So it's in injuries. So those three forms. I'm not gonna put it all the way on Magic because I think he tried his best to get everything in place. I think he tried to get Davis, but he couldn't get Davis. But the good thing is Davis is on the free agent market, so he got a shot next year for sure. So,
I don't think so because I think Milwaukee is still in the running to get Anthony Davis. And you put Anthony Davis with Giannis, Eric Bledsoe, and a couple of them other guys, Milwaukee gonna be a fucking beast.
But here's the thing, though. You gonna have a legacy at LA. If he goes to LA, he's gonna have a good chance. And then every kid wants to play for the LA Lakers. Let's just keep this $110. You know, ain't but really 3 teams in the NBA people want to play for. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers.
They all said he should have kept. Because they said they all said he should have kept Julius Randle and Brook Lopez.
No, Brook Lopez is aging slowly but for surely, and then you gotta. I mean, he's out. He's leaving his prime. So yeah, you need an Anthony Davis or possibly any center you can get. Maybe a DeMarcus Cousins who get on the free agent. If he gets on the free agent market, you got a chance of getting a shitload of people during the offseason. Yeah. So, if I'm the Lakers, I would pretty much send this season to hell. That's pretty much what they need to do. They don't want to play basketball no more. They're not in the game anymore. So let's go and focus on getting people on the agency.
Clearly, yeah, you can tell clearly LeBron ain't in it.
Yeah, so get some guys in the draft possibly if you can go that route. But if you can't, just do some shuffling. I mean,
that's what you gonna have to do. I mean, I wouldn't, and I wouldn't pull the trigger on Luke Walton just yet, because I mean, most of the time, I think to me, most of this really ain't Luke Walton's fault. The one thing that like I said, the one thing I didn't like what LeBron did was when he basically threw his team under the bus when his ass wasn't playing defense against Denver. Like I said, but there's a lot of work with that team that got to be done. I mean, like Lonzo Ball, he got to work on Lonzo. He got to work on a lot of shit. Jump shot, his ability to shoot a free throw. He got to basically work on everything.
Oh, breaking news, sir. According to a source, Odell Beckham Jr. is going to the Cleveland Browns.
I don't think he won't do that shit.
No, this is according to ESPN.com.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna hate that.
You know what? With Baker Mayfield, the progression of Baker Mayfield,
Mm-hmm.
And then he got Kareem Hunt. They signed Kareem Hunt.
I think the Chiefs. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. The Chiefs fucked up by letting that man go that fast, man. They fucked up right there.
First of all, when they let him go, that was racial politics all the way. Because that woman say what now?
You know it was.
Yeah, because that woman completely violated this dude. He told her to get the fuck out of his house. She didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? He basically nudged her. He really didn't assault this woman, to be honest with you. Bitch, the bitch is on his fucking property. Then the NFL wanted to make it seem like, well, you didn't tell us the whole story. Like, fuck y'all motherfuckers.
And then, but see, he was a nut, and then he was and then they were saying something about one of the girls is like called. Somebody said one of her friends said she was taking a picture of what happened. Said one of the guys took the phone from her, gonna take her phone.
Mm-hmm. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you was going in and out. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah, and then they showed on another thing. They said one of the guys from Kareem Hunt's entourage was recording everything. What all went down. Gonna take a friend's phone and then run on back and then gonna run on back in the house. Then when she asked for his phone back, tell me I ain't got it. I threw it out the window. Like, damn. You know,
but that woman was in.
I'm not. I got to side with Kareem Hunt with that shit because look, when I tell you to get out of my house, I got every right to defend myself. Because he said the man, said the man he lives in he was living in a penthouse, like in a penthouse hotel. Shit, that was his crib.
Yeah.
Because said the market for a house at that time he wasn't ready to get no house. So I mean, he had a penthouse apartment that was paid for. Yeah. So she told me, hey, I'll look at it like this here. If I tell you get the hell up out of my house and you tell me no, you're gonna do the fuck you want to do, I got a right to grab your ass and throw you up on out of here. Man or woman.
Yeah, and he really did not assault this woman. It was basically, I'm white and I say so, basically. And Roger Goodell was on some fuck shit, as well as the Kansas City Chiefs organization was also fuck shit because they probably cost themselves the Super Bowl from that bullshit.
They did cost themselves the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because Kareem Hunt was a key guy in that backfield, man. He was a good running back, and he was catching shit out of the backfield as well. So, I mean, that was some stupid ass shit on the end. So, but with the Cleveland Browns' future is looking bright. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they could be a Super Bowl contender, but they could at least get in the playoffs with the teams they got, with the motherfuckers they got right now. They possibly could get in the playoffs right now. It's really looking good for the Cleveland Browns with the players they got right now. So it looks good for them. So it is what it is. But what's the next topic, brother?
Man, the last one to be the Westbrook situation.
Okay, go ahead.
So what's my thoughts on it is this: two wrongs don't make a right. Old boy did say some fuck shit to Westbrook. Westbrook did say some fuck shit to old boy. No said. But but it's a time though. I mean, like what Westbrook, I mean, hey, he kind of taking things, like a lot of people saying he taking things a little bit too far to say, like when a little kid touched him, he quickly turned around and said he had to get on a little kid or whatnot. I mean, and you got to factor in like on the NBA security. Cause I remember there's a video a while back when the young lady said, and I quote, said, "Hey, LeBron, how's it feel to be a pussy ass bitch?" And everybody like, whoa. And then the security guard talking about some, watch your mouth, woman. Watch your mouth, woman. And then he gonna tell her, he said, I can he told me, he said, well, he said something, he told the girl, said something about I can have you banned from all these Golden State home games.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn. I said, and she didn't believe me. And she was like, whatever. I said, I'm sorry. But I don't think security can have them banned from games and shit like that. I don't know. But like you had said earlier, NBA need to kind of tighten up on the security a little bit.
And they do, because that, I'm not a Russell Westbrook fan. Let's just get it twisted. As a player, I'm not a Russell Westbrook fan. And I think he cost the Oklahoma City Thunder a couple of championships. With that being said, I don't think the man violated personal space should be violated. You know what I'm saying? With the little kid situation, I'm 50-50 on it. But even in that situation, the NBA should have told the little boy, the security should like, hey, don't get too close to him. Or try to talk to the little kid. In that situation, that's a 50-50 thing right there. But in this situation, people don't need to be heckling NBA players. Players come to do their job to entertain y'all asses, and y'all disrespecting guys like Russell Westbrook. Again, I'm not a Russell Westbrook fan, but what I will say is that fan was 100% wrong. He provoked that guy. He provoked the fan provoked Russell Westbrook in that situation, and he should be banned from all NBA games. Now I know he's banned from the Utah. Did that happen in Utah? From what I understand.
Yep.
Okay, so he's banned from all Utah Jazz games. I think that motherfucker need to be banned from all fucking NBA games to be 1,010, because you should not be able to be in a position to violate this dude's thing. And I'm gonna say the same thing Ticket TV says. The whole security team need to be fired for that shit.
Yeah.
Because the security team was being very negligent when it came to Russell Westbrook. And these were coons over here. Let's just keep it 1,010 that fucked up on that end. When an NBA player say it is calling you for help because and he feels insecure about a fan or a heckler / white supremacist racist in this motherfucker, it motherfucker needs to be dealt with. The NBA security should have dealt with that shit. And Adam Silver need to do about this shit. For you to find that dude $25,000 or take $25,000 out this dude paycheck is a problem. It's problematic for me because you're saying
whoa. He took 25 G's out of Westbrook.
Took 25 G's out of Westbrook's paycheck. So
damn.
I feel that's problematic in my personal opinion.
Now he gonna get it back.
Well, they're gonna be in the playoffs, so he gonna get that 25 G's back. But you're setting a precedence for fans to keep on doing this. So you need to nip this in the bud very fast because if you don't, it's gonna get worse.
Yep.
And I don't want to hear about no guy getting fined because you got to deal with a motherfucker that's gonna heckle them. Okay, I get here and there a fan be like, man, a boom boom, Russell Westbrook slow. Okay, I get a little shit talking, but when you just disrespecting this dude, saying all types of epithets to a motherfucker, I have a problem with that. And that fan, it's good that the Utah Jazz stepped in and did do something about it, but I think the NBA need to do something about it as a whole. If a player don't want to be touched or you heckle an NBA player, we're gonna throw your ass out. That needs to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? Because you got fan days, like you was mentioning about the Phoenix Suns. You got fan days. So if you feel like you want to talk a little crap, that's your time to talk a little crap, but don't disrespect the guy. That's the way I look at it, man. So this guy should not the guy should not be disrespected like that under no circumstances, no matter how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was me, you know what I'm saying, talking to Westbrook, hell, I'll get a little interview, let him say what he got to say, bam, go on about my business. Because
and ask him if he mind giving you a plug on the Jimmy J Smooth show or whatever.
Yeah, that's how I would look at it. I wouldn't disrespect no guy like that, man. You know what I'm saying? No matter how I feel about a certain athlete and stuff like that. I talk shit on my show. You know what I'm saying? But that's on my show. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
To come to meeting the guy in person, you got to have a form of tactfulness. You got to have a form of decorum, no matter how I feel. Yeah, he's the opposing team, but that don't give you a right to disrespect that guy. So that's the way I look at the Russell Westbrook situation. I don't think he should have been fined at all because the guy security was clearly being violated, and it was recklessness on the security guard's part in this whole security team of the Utah Jazz. But if I'm the owner of the Utah Jazz, which I don't know his name off the top of my head, I will fire every last one of them motherfuckers. That's the way I look at it.
Indeed.
You know, so it is what it is.
I agree with you on that, man. I agree with you on that, man, because man, security just kind of be lax and shit like that, you know. And really, sometimes I feel most security be a little bit lax on jobs, and let alone some security guards take their job a little bit way too serious. It don't have to be just an entertainment industry. It can be in the regular job industry. Some of them take their shit way too motherfucking serious. Like, damn, you don't, you know, like you say, hey, how you doing? Stuff like that. You know, granted, I work security and work with some pretty good people, man, but you have some ones that just took the shit a little bit too damn serious.
Yep.
And I really think NBA is, you know, it's some NBA security, some organizations out there, they security teams, they do take their job a little bit too serious and stuff like that. So like you can high five the fan and shit like that. And I think it was like one of them, like in Miami, Dwayne Wade gave his little girl he signed a pair of his shoes, and the security guard, she was trying to back the little girl off from Dwayne Wade. He said, "No, man, it's cool. Don't do it like that." You know. Yeah. And what was it? It was a clip. A little boy at now this on Wrestling Wise. I mean, like some of the wrestlers don't like people touching them and stuff like that. A little boy got out somehow and gave Stone Cold a hug, and the security dude pulled him back. You know, just kind of like the way he grabbed him, like snatched him. He's like, "Whoa, hold on!" And Steve tell me, "Man, no, you know, hey, don't snatch him like that. That's a kid. It's not a grown." Yeah. The security dude snatched the little boy like a grown dude, man. And then also was like, "Whoa, hold on, he's a little boy. Don't grab him like that."
Yeah, but in a situation like that, that's different. Now, if a guy wants you to be in his personal space, cool. That's a different situation. But if he's not receptive to you being in that in the zone, then you got it. You need to treat it like as if you violate a woman. You know what I'm saying? In that situation, if you're in that situation, Stone Cold was receptive to that. So that kid should not have been subject to being snatched by a security guard like that, because he was receptive.
Yeah, because Austin looked, because old fan cam, Austin looked at that man like, "Whoa." He said, "Hey, don't grab him like that. You know, that had been mine. If he was my son, we would have had a problem."
Exactly.
You don't grab no. And I agree with him on that point, man. You don't grab no little kid like snatch some little kid back like he a grown ass man. No, you don't do no shit like that.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
So all y'all security guards and entertainment industry and shit like that, it's a time to take your job serious, and it's a time not to take your job serious.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to take your job seriously with certain individuals, not with uncertain individuals.
Yeah, that's true.
If you get my drift.
I would like to send a special rest in peace to East High's former head coach, Reginald Mosby.
Oh.
Yes, unfortunately. He just passed away, according to a gentleman out of Atlanta. Let me make sure I get the guys right, because he told me this in Twitter. I want to make sure I get the guy's name right. So give me a second. Hold on. I'm gonna look it up on my Twitter page. But I'm pretty sure everybody in Memphis knows who Reginald Mosby is. You know, even if you're not an East High alum, you heard the name, because a lot of your greatest East High players from 1979 to at least shit. I say Jarrell Houston was the last college prospect he had, because he went to the University of Mississippi State University. Jarrell Houston, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But he had some pretty good teams throughout throughout those years. Let me go into my inbox real fast. So, Coach Tariq Maybon out of Atlanta, former East top player in his own right. Shout out to Coach Tariq Maybon. He's now in Atlanta, Georgia, building that little talent pool of basketball players. Shout out to that brother. But I want to send a special rest in peace to Coach Melsby, because the first 3 state championship teams he was on, he was the assistant coach, but he helped build those programs as well. And then when he finally took the head coaching job, he coached Billy Smith, and what's the other guy that was from East, that the big guy that played for Memphis State, because he was a McDonald's All-American when he went.
Cedric Henderson.
Not Cedric. He coached Cedric Henderson for sure, but no, it's the first one that came out of East. He was the first McDonald's All-American because he played with Billy Smith at East, and they won the state championship back in 1988. Let me.
Oh shit! I was in Chicago then.
Hold on, let me do my research. Hold on. I hate having a brain fart, but I want to get these people right so I could give this shout out. I'm at the TSSAA website, so excuse me, followers, but I want to make sure I want to, send this man with a rest in peace. But I want to make sure I get the people right, name some of the players correctly, because this guy is important to Memphis basketball. So, just forgive me for the time. Hold on, because I want to get this right. I'm not going to few state championships. Hold on. Class 2A champion. We go. Oh. What's that guy's name? Oh my goodness.
Damn, somebody got that TV up loud as fuck.
Yeah, hold on. Look, I'm gonna have to Google search this shit because the TSSAA. Damn you, TSSAA. Oh man.
They make shit not want you to they make sure your shit don't want to be found.
This Tigers roster, because he played football for East too. So I wanna 1992, 90, 91, 92 team is probably where I should have went in the first goddamn place. So I'm looking this up as we speak. So as soon as these damn come on, Sports Reference. Because I know Billy Smith was one of those guys. That's for sure. He played on that team. This is when East was in Class 2A. If y'all don't bullshitting, because I want to maybe Howard, David. Let's go. Okay. Come on, Google. Damn, they fucking up. I don't like shit like this. But we get old, so we always need assistance from other things. So come on, Sports Reference. How y'all is got a okay, it's taking too long to respond. Oh, come on. Hold on. Now I'm gonna have to go to my phone. This is crazy. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to think of this dude, man. I think we're in. Okay. Anthony Douglas. Anthony Douglas. He was a McDonald's All-American. Anthony Douglas was a McDonald's All-American, and he was the first of 3 McDonald's All-American he coached, which was Cedric Henderson, and he also coached Tony Harris, which Tony Harris would be one of the people that ended up getting Larry Finch fired because he didn't recruit him. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
Coach Mosby built that East High team from the ground up. Even though he wasn't the head coach on the first team, he would always keep those basketball players in check. And from what I heard on the street, word on the street is he was to walk around East High School with a paddle just in case his basketball players did not act right. You know, before
that's why I'm talking about Coach Mosby, right?
Yeah, Coach Mosby. They said
that was true.
Yeah, he used to walk around with a damn paddle, and if he caught you doing something, he would whoop that ass. He would make sure that his players was in the front of the classroom. He was a very influential guy to the Binghamton community and stuff like that. And like his East High teams with Anthony Douglas and Billy Smith gave Treadwell all types of fits. You know, I understand they eliminated that Treadwell team like in the sectionals, you know, because that 88 team could have easily went all the way too. And then, of course, the 89 team lost to Bolton with Lane Wiseman and his brother as well. But, you know, Reginald Mosby definitely is going to be truly missed around Memphis high school basketball. His first East team that won a championship, even though he was an assistant coach, that year Memphis swept all three classifications in basketball, which that has not been done for any city. You know what I'm saying? Nashville, Chattanooga, they've never done that in basketball. Memphis was the first city to actually sweep all three titles because Bolton won it that year. Northside with Doom Hames, they actually won a state title. I mean, they swept the entire. They swept it that year, and then East did their thing, you know. And speaking of Bolton, that's when Otis Jackson, who played for Bolton, was playing for Bolton that year. So, brother Mosby's gonna be truly missed, man. And my condolences to his family and all his players that played for him as well.
Yeah, same here, man.
Yeah, because they've been telling me
thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers to the Mosby family.
Yeah, because they've been telling me he's been sick for a while, but it was like, and the heartbreaking thing when I heard about it, the thing was, I didn't know he was dead until somebody just told me today was his funeral, and I was like, damn. You know? But that's really, to be honest with you, that's really the worst news you can get from somebody. To after the fact. Yeah.
Instead of beforehand. And that's why I always tell people, look, don't tell me shit after the fact instead of beforehand.
Well, I appreciate him telling me personally because he didn't have to say nothing. But I've been hearing he's sick for a while, but because from what I understand, they said he was in a wheelchair from what I heard. I mean, I'm not I know the Mosby family can correct me on this and please do, but I heard he was in a wheelchair. He's because the guy always been in shape. Because I used to go to some of those East High School games when they played White Station and their rival teams and stuff like that. Dude was always in shape, and when I heard he was taking sick, that's kind of shocked me, man. Because that was always an energetic dude, man. But he used to walk around in school that East High with that paddle, and man, shit, you better not be getting no trouble. And then they changed the laws and shit like that. And then, from what I heard, he from what I understand, he left right around 2007, 2005.
Yeah.
Because because I know what's that dude named Cheyenne Gibson. He took over the East job after he left. So my thoughts and prayers to the Mosby family. And any correction you need to correct me on, just let me know. Because I don't mind being corrected if I'm saying anything wrong, but you know what I'm saying? He will be truly missed because he is a key part of Memphis basketball. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Shout out to Center Hill from DeSoto County and as well as Olive Branch. And they won, Center Hill won by a buzzer beater, basically. So, I mean, that was a good game. That was one of the best games in probably Mississippi high school basketball history. And for those two guys to go to the state title game and like take over Mississippi, represent North Mississippi like that, it's definitely respectful. So DeSoto County got the football championship and the basketball championship in 5A. So shout out to them. Shout out to Holly Springs for playing their asses off. They lost, but you know they played their ass off against Jackson Velma as well. So shout out to them because those guys always practicing in Memphis all the damn time. So I was surprised to see Holly Springs losing, but hey, they're gonna get back on it next year, man. You know they're gonna give some Memphis teams some hells because they're gonna be back in the gym and during the summertime. You know what I'm saying, playing against somebody from Memphis. They might lose to them, but them motherfuckers out there in Holly Springs, they're gonna play their ass off. You know, so it is what it is. So because I remember they gave Ridgeway a couple of Ridgeway teams some hell and shit like that. So you know, Holly Springs don't sleep on them boys out of Mississippi, man. So. And I'm pretty sure Center Hill and Olive Branch, they're going to be back on it next year in basketball as well. So, shout out to them. The TSSAA championships is set. I know Manassas is going to be representing 1A. Wooddale and Mitchell will be representing 2A, and East and Whitehaven will be representing 3A. So, I expect at least 2 championships to come out of Memphis, possibly 3. The hardest is going to be with those Memphis teams in 2A. They get 2 of the toughest teams in the state outside of Memphis with Wooddale playing Austin East, which that's going to be a tough. Austin East is always a tough team coming out of Knoxville. And Fulton. Fulton is going to be playing Mitchell, so that's going to be a tough matchup. But if they get past that, I'm pretty sure Wooddale and Mitchell will be playing in the state championship against one another. If they can get past those guys, they're going to be on a collision course. Whereas East, I think East got a better chance of being in the championship game at least. Whitehaven in the semifinals, they'll run into Knoxville-Bearden. Knoxville-Bearden is always a tough team. So if they can get past Bearden, which I'm pretty sure with Coach Phillips, he's gonna find a way to win. Because he found a way to win with Garland. But don't count those boys out in the mountains up there in Knoxville because, you know, every once in a while, those boys be eating their cornbread out there and you'll get a shocker. You know, ask Todd Day. So, just stay on top of your game and they're gonna be all right. But they got a 7'2" guy at Whitehaven. So they should use him to the fullest and, go on and beat those boys, man. So I'm gonna be watching, and I'm gonna keep everybody posted on the TSSAA championship as well. So
yeah,
it is with that, man. You got anything else before we leave?
No, man. Other than that, shoot, I ain't got nothing. I mean, we covered everything what we wanted to cover, so just gonna chill out, and it's back to the job search and drawing board tomorrow. So, like you said earlier, hey, I was already, excuse me, I was already 2 steps ahead of the game as far as what I wanted to do, and I felt, and like you said, and like you and I both said, that was some straight fuck shit on my old job's part to call me and fire me instead of just doing it eye to eye, mano a mano. So like I said, I'm not letting that get, letting that bother me and stuff like that. And some people can make jokes all you want to, but a lot of people making a lot of people probably been in that same situation I've been.
Yeah.
So
it's never a good time for somebody to lose their job. Granted,
yep.
He was gonna leave him, but I'm not gonna sit up there and for them to fire you like that. I mean, and that's the thing, man. Why can't these employers give 2 weeks notice on firing motherfuckers? They want you to give a 2 weeks notice, but they can just fire you at will, and that's some fuck shit. So, because the dude, he was gonna leave anyway. You know what I'm saying? But why you speeding the process up? Shit, and that's a problem. And I think employers should be punished for shit like that, man. I mean, there should be a meeting before
termination. Like it was a woman that called me from HR. Okay. That did the firing.
But I feel like it don't matter. There should be some
Yeah.
type of communication before the firing actually takes place. There needs to be a meeting, a sit down with the employer. You know, it's just, I mean, people, you playing with people's livelihood. And it is what it is when it comes to that. People need to be dealt with. Employers need to be punished. They need to be fined for shit like that. That's the way I see it because, especially in the Memphis metropolitan area where the job market is, you know, if you're not working at the casino or you're not working at one of the better companies out there, that's a tough place to that's a tough place to find work at out there, man. Whereas out here, you can fire me tomorrow and I'm gonna go find something tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying?
You said what now? Because your mic kind of went out. You said what?
Out here in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
the job market is so good in the state of Texas. You can fire me tomorrow, and I'm gonna go find something tomorrow. And I have done that before. You know what I'm saying? Well, come in. I've called a company and be like, hey, just come in, do the P test, and you'll be working Monday morning. Bam. So in Texas, it's a different ball game. And I tell people all the time, this is the best kept secret in the United States because the job market, it's more jobs than it is people. To be honest with you, there is always some people. It's always going to be a job that needs somebody. It's always going to be a good warehouse, a good oil company. Even though the oil plant is slowing down, they still need people. They still need to let these jobs out here. So you fired me, I'm just going to laugh at you. And then, it's going to take a real fucked up recession before Texas really job market just really slow down. That it's just going to really take a real. It has to be fucking bad. But I'm going to just laugh at you out here. If I was in Memphis, I couldn't do that shit. You can't do that. But here, I'm going to just laugh at you. So, good luck to your search, man. And, keep your head up, man. Fuck them hoes.
Yeah, I am. And see, here was some, I forgot to tell you, because when I told you Friday, I had, because Thursday I messed around, I hurt myself out there. All right. Mm-hmm. And my ass didn't follow protocol. I didn't report it. All right. Now the dude that's in charge of safety, I mean, I ain't gonna say his name. He real cool, old school white cat. All right. Keep it 100. There are a few white people that I've met that keep it real. He's one of them, and my last supervisor one of them too. Okay. Out there where I was. Okay, so he made this little bold accusation by saying something about that I'm trying to beat the, talking about trying to use and mute. I said, so are you trying to say that I'm trying to beat the system or buck the system on this? I said, because I said, man, that's kind of the wrong. And I said, no, man. I said, look, I'm not like these fools. Some of these fools out here. I said, you got some people that working up in here bucking the system, and y'all don't even know it. I said, I ain't saying them names. I said, you can look at some of them out here and can tell. I said, but for you to sit up here and say that I'm trying to buck the system, you keep me from working and stuff, reporting the injury and stuff like that, constantly reporting injuries and shit like that. No, man. And then, and then it said something about, well, you didn't follow instructions because you instead you stayed, you went and did something else. And let me say this, if I hadn't said this earlier. If your managers tell you that manager, supervisor, or anybody in leadership, it could be a team leader or something, and if they say something sternly talking about, well, you need to learn to follow directions, or you don't follow, or he's the kind of person that doesn't follow instructions, that's code for saying that you're stupid. Maybe everybody be like, well, Craig, that's fucking thing. Say, think about it. If you didn't follow directions, how you managed to get a job? How you managed to go to school? How you managed to get out of school? That is wrong for you to say that that an employer, you can rub people the wrong way by saying, oh, well, he doesn't follow instructions. He don't know how to follow directions. You don't know how to follow directions. And that I didn't say that to them, but I kind of, but I would put it like this. I was insulted by the fact that the safety guy would come out and say that I would do something like that. No, man, I don't buck no system. I don't abuse no system. I'm not that kind of dude.
Yeah.
So I just told him, I said, man, so don't accuse me of something like that. So
yeah, so it is what it is, man. So again, man, good luck to my TSSAA teams out of the Memphis area, man. Hopefully, we can get a clean sweep like we did in 1979 to commemorate Coach Mosby, man. So, man, if you don't have anything else, man, this your boy, live and direct, in full effect out the 832 with my boy out the 662, and y'all already know how we do. So peace out and good night, and y'all stay safe out here.
peace out, y'all.